incredible, amazing, fantastic, delicious, magical, effervescent, stratosphere breaking, ridiculously awesome coach. You. Yes, you. And and I'm just glad you're here watching this because I like sharing this with you. I like telling you what I know and what I'm discovering and all the insider information that helps coaches just like you be sharper, stronger, better, richer, more awesomer coaches. And that's what these videos are for. And if this is your first video, boy, I hope you get a lot out of this. If this is not your first video, then you're coming back because you're getting a lot out of this. So here's the next one, or the first one. Today I want to talk with you about the topic of granting the relationship power. Now, that may be a little weird or confusing. Don't worry, I'm going to clarify to the best of my ability as I can. But the topic is in tandem with the coaching skills forum calls. If you are not on these calls, if you're missing out, truly. And I know I say this all the time. I tell all coaches about this, and coaches keep not coming. But I'm telling you, the coaches that do show up realize how amazing and powerful they are. Every single call, coaches from all over gather on a conference line and we dive deep into one specific coaching experience, element, skill set. And coming up, we're going to talk all about what is granting the relationship power all about in coaching. And if you've heard about this, or you know this idea, or you have a concept already, then I can tell you we're going to cover so much more ground than where you are probably been trained or familiar with. And if that's a new concept for you, well, don't worry. That's why we're having these calls. But I can tell you that if you come, when you come to any of the Coaching Skills Forum calls, you will watch your coaching strengthen, deepen, sharpen, tighten, shift to more levels. And this is all free. These calls are free for you to enjoy and learn and grow. Get on them. Go check out coachingskillsforum.com. Get more information. Come to the calls. They're free. Access the abundance of recordings that are sitting there waiting for you. Take them. They're yours. It's part of what I'm here for, is to give to you and to all the other coaches. But today is about me, not just the group in the Coaching Skills Forum, me telling you, sharing with you my own insights and advanced layers. Because as an MCC coach, but as a coach who trains and grows master level coaches, however many years of training you've got, I am here to help you be the powerful, solid, confident, masterful coach that you are here to be and that the world needs. And let's talk about, what does granting the relationship power mean? Now, I'm not necessarily attached to the specific wording of this, but to really more about what it's pointing to, which is that in coaching, well, really with anything, when there's two or more people, now we have a relationship. A relationship between coach and client, or a coachee. It's a partnership. This is one of the critical, essential elements that separates coaching from many other professions that are out there, is that we are in partnership together. It's not just, I'm going to tell you my thing, I'm going to fix your thing, I'm going to give you all of my answers, you're going to take them and go and do your thing. And it's just kind of a transaction of information. That's not this. That's not coaching. Coaching is existing because we are in relationship with each other. Look, if we're even just talking about the ICF design, if you're an ICF coach, the core competencies is right there. Section number 2, co-creating the relationship. You're co-creating the relationship with your client together. Now, I'm going to take that a little bit deeper, because you can't create a powerful relationship unless the relationship is creating the relationship. I know that starts to sound a little sort of circling on itself, but think about that. If it's two separate individuals that are trying to create a relationship, it doesn't work. Forget coaching for a minute. Just think about any relationship, whether it's dating or marriage or friendship or whatever it is. You can't build and strengthen and deepen and grow the relationship as individuals. Only the relationship itself can create and build and deepen and grow the relationship. Now, you may think, oh my goodness, well, that's kind of, chicken or egg or cart before the horse or some other metaphor. But that's actually all that's saying is the moment that you and the other have an agreement, we are in relationship, that's born. And now you start building. That's where those core competencies come in. That's where you start creating that clear agreements and how do we work together? Why do we work together? What are we working towards? How do we partner and really work as a unit where you are creating and building trust and safety with the client? That happens when there is relationship, and relationship happens when those are present. I hope that makes sense, because that's the magic of where coaching truly gets to emerge. Granting the relationship power. Yes, you are giving the client their power. I'm going to talk about that in just a moment, but don't worry. But you're actually pointing to the power of the relationship that is the essence of you and client together as an entity. It's referred to sometimes as the third entity, or it's the shared presence. It's the relationship. Another way of looking at it is when we start using the language we, or versions of we, when we're together. Where do we go? What do we do? How do we handle? That it's actually, well, how do I do this? What do you do? Those are fine, perfect, brilliant questions in the coaching context or the coaching exploration. But when we're talking about really harnessing and building and deepening the relationship, it's a we conversation. Where do we go? How do we handle this? What happens when this occurs, and then what do we do? What do you want from me, and how can I best support you, and how do we work together? It's the relationship. And I hope that makes sense. It's when I train this in my class, and I have an advanced coach training program that's phenomenal. And when I train this and I bring this in, I didn't invent this concept and topic. I learned it from my own coach training and then questioned it and explored it and deepened it and said, oh, wait, this is how it really works in coaching. There's more to this that I'm going to talk about in part 2. So you might want to come back later next week for part 2. But when I teach this in my class, this is the one that coaches kind of go, wait, what does this mean? And so it starts to feel like it's a little more complex and overwhelming and confusing and high level terminology and all that stuff. And it really isn't. It's really simply letting go of the individuality and leaning into and really grasping tightly onto the relationship, not controlling it. You are it. You are the relationship. You speak one part of that voice, your client speaks the other. Together, you are the complete voice of the relationship. This is where that true partnering actually comes in. And I know you know what that's like. So now let's take a look at da 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 da. I'm going to go there. I'm talking about the core, the 3 principles of masterful coaching. And I can tell you, I know you hear this and you're like, oh yes, Ben, sure, of course. I know the core, I know what they all stand for. I'm telling you, when I work with coaches and I train them on this core, they get it to this level and initially, and then we do the work and they get it at a deeper level. And then they do more work and they get it at a deeper level. And then I have coaches coming back to me who go, oh, I get it now. This core is truly the, the absolute open door to making your coaching deep, profound, powerful, easy, sublime, magical. If you do these three principles, your coaching is on a whole different level. So let's learn. And we're going to refresh them, but also apply them to granting the relationship power. You're going to see. So first off, the CO in core is all about connection. Well, isn't that what I just got done talking about? Right? You cannot have coaching at all. Coaching cannot exist without connection. No exceptions. Hands down, that's it. If you're not connected to your client, then coaching will not exist. It doesn't mean you're not doing great work, you're not getting things accomplished. I just mean it's not powerful, beautiful, masterful coaching. Something else. But you cannot have that without connection. And now, that's all we've been talking about, right? You're connecting to your client in a deep relationship. So really, when we talk about like chicken egg, well, what comes first? Am I focusing on granting the relationship power, or am I putting my attention towards connecting to the client? And the answer is yes to both. Because when you are granting the relationship power, that is instant, deep, powerful connection. And when you are powerfully just putting your focus, your commitment to, I am here to connect with you on all levels and scales, that instantly is granting the relationship power. Ta-da! It just works. CO, connection. The R is all about revealing the client to themselves. Your clients will not reveal themselves unless they are in a trusting relationship. That's why trust and safety is core competency right there. It's critical. It's part of the co-creating the relationship, trust and safety. And when we have trust, we're willing to let down our guard. We're willing to release our tight grip. We're willing to be a little more vulnerable, a little more open, a little more less protective and cautious. Your clients, when they stand as individuals and when you stand as individuals against them or opposite them, then there's not a lot of revealing that goes on. But the moment that you grant the relationship power, when you stand proudly in the we, then all that revealing naturally happens. Because now you're not the outside looking in, you're already there with your client. Now you're just much more easily able to point to, hey, what's here? Hey, what's there? Oh, tell me more about this. I'm here in this with you. You get the difference? As opposed to being an outsider individual that says, well, tell me what's that? Well, what's that? Well, what's over there? And just going through the motions. When we are in relationship, revealing naturally occurs. Oh, on so many levels. I just don't have time to detail. You figure it out and you discover it for yourself. Because then the last one, that E, is all about empowering the client. That is what relationship does. Granting the relationship power is pointing to, we are in this together. Client, you are absolutely equally responsible for how this coaching goes. You are equally powerful in how this coaching moves and creates and opens and designs. And you're constantly reminding and pointing and guiding them to their own power of self that they are bringing into this relationship. You're not in relationship with their poor, pathetic, idiot loser. You're not in relationship with their horrible, struggling, suffering victim. You're not in relationship with that. You're in relationship with their powerful, amazing, brilliant, marvelous self. You get that, right? That is who you're in relationship with. So the more that you are feeding and deepening and granting that relationship light and breath and just space, the more your client is empowered. And the empowerment is while they are in this relationship and this conversation, so that when you finish talking with them, and they go off on their own, they're still holding this we. Now they're just more in the forefront, holding their own power and responsibility. I hope this makes sense. Come back next week, because I'm going to be doing a little different spin on granting the relationship power, part 2. But come to the Coaching Skills Forum calls, definitely, because what we're going to talk about on that call is nothing to what I'm talking about here. 2 different levels and scales. Go to coachingskillsforum.com. Come to me when you are ready to grow and explode your coaching in amazing ways. Come to me, and we will form the relationship that will make that process and journey and experience so much easier. And until we meet again, until I'm here again, or until we talk, I wish you wonderful, amazing, magical, relationship granting coaching, because that truly makes the difference. Hey there, you beautiful, amazing, fantastic, delicious, razzle dazzle, and masterful coach. Yes, you, masterful coach, because you're watching this, which tells me you are a masterful coach. There's more to learn, and that's where I come in. Go to bedo.org. You'll also see it right here. And go to bedo.org, and that's where you're going to find tons of other materials, resources, videos, recordings, audios, free calls, a free membership level, tons of stuff, incredible amounts of materials just for you. Regardless of whatever level of coach you are right now, you are going to find tremendous value and resource. And it's all here at bedo.org. bedo.org. Go check it out, and I will see you there.